Let's go ahead and jump into the biggest matchup of the weekend. One of the most anticipated classics in HBCU football, the Magic City Classic. It's Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. Wilton, who are you taking in this one?
You know, Symone, I'm taking Alabama State, and I'm picking the Hornets to win this game by a field goal or a touchdown. Both teams are coming off bye weeks. Obviously, Alabama State defeated Jackson State for their homecoming, and Alabama A&M recently got their win against Grambling. But I'm picking Alabama State for these particular reasons. I don't expect Alabama A&M to have the rushing attack or the success that they had against Grambling last week. You're talking about an Alabama State team. I've said this numerous times on this show. An Alabama State defense that is lethal, that can essentially fly all the way around the field. Last week, when you think about the Bulldogs rushing attack registered 336 of their 463 yards on the ground against Grambling. And a lot of that came from Xavier Langford, their quarterback. And so when I think about that, when you think about what he was able to do outside of the run, outside of Alabama A&M's rushing attack, he was 9 of 22 for 127 yards. So in my thought process, I'm thinking that if Alabama State is able to neutralize him to essentially having to throw the ball instead of, being able to run the ball like he was and the success he had against Grambling last week, that creates problems for Alabama A&M. Also, Damon Stewart, quarterback for Alabama State. I expect him to have a solid game for the Hornets in terms of winning this game. Now, with Damon Stewart, he's had his better success against Bethune-Cookman and FAMU, although they lost to FAMU in that game. But one thing I like about Damon Stewart, especially in that Jackson State game, I like the fact that he's able to come up with plays when they're needed. I mean, obviously every player, every good player is able to do that, but he seems to be able to do that anytime that Alabama State needs a play to consistently get those wins in big moments. Also, Juwan Howard, their running back, get him going early and often. In this game, like I said, Alabama A&M is not necessarily shabby in terms of stopping the run, but I expect Alabama State to get a close win in this game.